Ladies and gentlemen, thank you all for coming and giving us the chance to introduce what is PEGA Bank. Let me start by asking, who among you here fully understand how Bitcoin works? It is essential to understand what the PEGA Bank platform is and how it works. It is also important to understand the marketing system within the platform and how it operates. Finally, since the coin is mined based on the marketing system, understanding how its value is created becomes crucial. Thus, these are the three key points in my talk. Is there really a way to use Bitcoin as an actual payment currency? Based from the facts or data, Bitcoin has never been used as an actual payment. Instead, it is classified as a digital asset and not a digital currency. PegaBank emerged as a response to the limitations of Bitcoin. The platform was launched in 2018, and according to its founders, the main reason we were all excited about Bitcoin in the beginning was that it was introduced as a P2P payment system. Because we expected Bitcoin to be used for actual payments, it was essentially defined as a virtual currency. However, once Bitcoin was released into the real time, it became clear that it is not being used for practical everyday payments. This remains one of its major limitations today. Furthermore, it is said that Bitcoin is being used behind illegal scenes for activities such as drug trafficking and arms smuggling, but it is not being adopted for legitimate mainstream payment use. Why then is Bitcoin still not being used for real everyday payments? Even though platforms like PayPal and Visa or MasterCard have adopted Bitcoin as a payment option, it has not become a practical payment method. The main reasons are as follows. Firstly, Bitcoin transactions are recorded on the blockchain, which results in slow transaction speeds, and the transaction fees are ultimately passed on to the customer. In other words, the customer must pay the payment fee. However, the traditional payment systems, customers do not pay transaction fees. The merchants do. Because of this fundamental difference, customers have no incentive to use Bitcoin as a currency for daily payment activities. The problem is that no one uses Bitcoin for payments. Why not? What are the reasons for this? I have included four reasons. Number one, price volatility. Number two, transaction speed. Number three, transaction fee. And number four, competitiveness with credit card and the other pay. So, how can these problems be solved? Secondly, we must address the issues of transaction fees and transaction speed. Thirdly, we also need to resolve the problem of price volatility. Finally, any new payment method must be as competitive as existing payment systems, and it must have true competitiveness as a currency. Therefore, PegaBank was created as a solution to these challenges. It is a platform designed and proposed specifically to overcome these limitations and offer a more practical and competitive alternative. The solution is implementing a digital virtual currency reserve bank. Traditionally, the payment system we use today operates under a centralized structure controlled by banks. All financial activities such as cash, cards, ATM usage, and bank accounts must go through banks and financial institutions that hold the authority and control. Bank goes beyond the limitations of traditional financial systems by establishing a decentralized, cryptocurrency based payment ecosystem. With PegaBank, users can perform all functions deposits, transfer payments, withdrawals, merchant payments, fee reductions, and additional benefits within one unified system. So, the proposal is this: let's create a decentralized central bank. A bank is a place where money is stored, right? A central bank is the institution that creates money. It has the authority to issue currency. For example, the US Federal Reserve traditionally operated under the gold standard. In the past, the US issued dollars by depositing gold. This was called the gold exchange policy. Gold was used to issue dollars, and anyone holding dollars could exchange them back for gold. In other words, gold gave value to the paper currency. In effect, PEGA Bank applies this same concept, but instead of gold, it uses Bitcoin. People deposit Bitcoin into PEGA Bank to issue dollars, and those dollars can later be exchanged back into Bitcoin. Through this system, individual users become the issuers of currency. In other words, each individual becomes the equivalent of a central bank governor. All of these individual participants form a unified network, which is called a community. Because it is operated by a collective of individuals, not a centralized authority, PEGA Bank becomes a decentralized central bank community platform. Why must it become a decentralized central bank community in order to be used for payments? This is because this structure is essential to achieving true P2P payments, payments that are free from government taxation and intermediaries. Only then does the system become advantageous for the customer. For this reason, such a system cannot be created by a government or corporation. It must be built and operated by individuals themselves. Moving on, to enable this system to be used for real payments, a dedicated payment platform was required. And that is why the Bpay payment app was created. Bpay was developed to support 7 languages such as English, Chinese, Japanese, Russian, Portuguese, Vietnamese, and Korean, and to handle currencies from 150 countries, making it usable for global payments. For BPay to be widely adopted, members must also receive clear benefits from using it. So, what does it mean when we say that this system is free from taxation? It means that the platform is designed to enable digital barter transactions. BPay is not built on fiat currency, it is built on Bitcoin. Hence, this distinction is crucial. If the system were based on fiat currency, it would naturally be subjected to taxation, and digital barter would not be possible. Because BPay is built on Bitcoin, tax free digital barter transactions become possible. P2P Digital Payment System, My BPay app overview. When our merchants operate without taxes, they cannot charge value added tax or VAT. This means customers only need to pay the amount excluding VAT. However, this creates a problem. Scenario: customers who pay with traditional payment methods such as credit cards, e wallets, or cash will still be charged the full price including the VAT. Even though they are buying the exact same product, a price difference occurs between customers. This naturally leads to concerns about fairness. To resolve this issue, PEGA Bank decided that the difference would be paid using points. How does this work? During a digital barter transaction, all customers pay the same final price, but the tax portion is replaced with points instead of fiat money. This eliminates fairness concerns, and as a result, BPay transactions require the use of points. How are the points created? Above all, you have to charge or cash in to BPay wallet. The customers are the one who generate the points. Through PegaBank, my account receives points equal in value to $3 for every one pay, with its equivalent to $1 in value. These points are immediately credited to my account. Who will take this charge? The cost of the points you charge is transferred to PegaBank. This becomes the platform's revenue, and everyone gets the chance to enjoy the benefits. For that reason, because we are the owners of this platform, the revenue ultimately belongs to us 100%. Therefore, PegaBank redistributes 100% of all point charging revenue back to the members. To compensate members who introduce others to the system, the platform needs a funding source. That funding is generated through this 100% redistribution structure. This is the foundation of the BPay profit sharing system. The BPay profit sharing system can be understood as a marketing compensation plan. What is the binary referral spillover system? The binary structure allows each member to directly place only two people, one on the left and one on the right. However, when a new member is referred but both positions are already filled, a spillover occurs. Core principles of spillover. Number one, if there is no available position, the new member is automatically placed downward. S introduces M, placing M at the top position. Since M is in the binary structure, M can directly place only one member on the left and one on the right. At the first step under M, both the left and right positions are already filled. At the second step, when only the far right position remains empty and new members join in the order of A, B, C, and D, A is placed in the far right positions of the second step. As shown in the diagram, B, C, and D are then placed in the third step, filling the available spots from left to right in order. Number two, your team grows automatically. Even if you do not directly refer someone, spillover members from above can be placed under your structure. This means your team can grow and generate performance even without personal referrals. Number three, both the sponsor and the downline benefit. The sponsor still receives referral credit, and the downline benefits from the automatic placement of spillover members, allowing faster formation and accumulation of activity. Thus, it becomes a structure where everyone gains. Summary. The binary spillover system automatically places new members from above into the next available position, even if you didn't personally refer them. It creates a structure where both uplines and downlines grow together and your team can expand automatically. Binary spillover system, 10-step structure explanation. This diagram illustrates how a binary structure starting from me expands downward through 10 steps using the spillover method. At step 1, the two direct positions under me, one on the left and one on the right, are filled for a total of 2 members. Step 2 expands to 2 by 2 equals 4 members. Step 3 expands to 2 by 3 equals 8 members. And this pattern continues so that each step is filled according to the binary 2n system all the way down to step 10. Total downline participants across 10 steps. 2 plus 4 plus 8 plus 16 plus 32 plus 64 plus 128 plus 256 plus 512 plus 1024 is equals to 2046 members. In other words, within a binary structure where spillover occur, your team can automatically expand to as many as 2046 members even without you directly referring all of them. Bpay Payback Bonus System. Under the Bpay Payback Bonus System, the entire cost of the points charged is paid out as bonuses. To illustrate this, if I charge points for level up, the person who referred me receives 111 of that amount. The remaining 1011 is distributed to 10 people above me in the referral chain. The referral bonus 111 is deposited immediately. The sponsor bonuses for the 10 uplines are paid at midnight on the same day. The principle of the system is that all bonuses must be paid within the same day. The most important aspect is that 100% of the charge amount is paid out as bonuses within the same day. This clearly proves that we are the true owners of the platform. So then, can I also receive bonuses from all 10 steps beneath me? Yes, you can. Everyone in the system is eligible to receive the same bonus benefits. However, what makes the BPay payback bonus system different is that you can only receive bonuses up to 10 downline levels per each step. Therefore, you should never give your referral to someone who is not actively working. If you do, that person would simply become a passive recipient of unearned income. For this reason, directly referring members yourself becomes extremely important. Bonus payment structure for each level. If you register for each level with your point charge, a sponsorship bonus of 1011 is provided to upline 10 sponsors. Similarly, you also receive a 111 bonus for each of the bottom 10 steps. Every level 1 to 8 bonuses are automatically accumulated for promotion to higher levels. When the accumulation is completed with the charging cost and bonus accumulation, it is automatically promoted to a higher level. Through a mid-tier reward system structured identically from level 1 to level 9, you can receive bonus benefits of over $11 million. When I charge $11 to receive $33 worth of points, my ID is automatically registered at level 1. At that moment, my sponsor receives the $1 referral bonus, and the remaining sponsor bonuses are distributed to the 10 people above me. From that point forward, my binary structure begins to expand. As it grows downward, level 1 can reach up to 2,046 people, which means I can earn $2,046 at level 1. Once the first 33 participants are filled, the $33 earned from them is automatically used as the upgrade fee for level 2, and my level 2 ID is created. At level 2, the referral bonus increases to $3, and the sponsor bonus for each of the 10 upline is also $3. If level 2 fills completely, the total income becomes $6,138. Again, the first 33 participants produces $99, which is automatically used to upgrade me to level 3. Now I have 3 IDs, level 1, level 2, and level 3, which means I now own 3 positions within the system. If level 3 fills entirely, the total income becomes $18,414, and the first 33 participants producing $297 automatically upgrade me to level 4. At level 4, the total income potential increases to $55,242. And just like before, the first 33 people generates $891, which is used to move me up to level 5. At level 5, the referral and sponsor bonuses both rise to $81, and the total income at this level reaches $165,726. This continues into level 6, where the bonus increases to $243, and the total earning potential becomes $497,178. When I reach level 7, the bonuses increases again to $729, and the total income potential becomes $1,491,534. From level 7 onward, something changes. The upgrade fee no longer increases by 3 times. Instead, it increases by 2 times. Why? So to enter level 8, I only need 22 people, which generates $16,038 for the upgrade. At level 8, the referral and sponsor bonuses rise to $1,458 with a total earning potential of $2,983,068. Finally, entering level 9 requires $32,076, and at this level, both the referral and sponsor bonuses becomes $2,916. If level 9 fills completely, the total incomes becomes $5,966,136. When you add everything together, the total potential earnings from level 1 to level 9 amount to $11,185,482. Profit sharing bonus by point charge level. Number 1, automatically promoted to level 9 by accumulation of charges. Number two, the charging cost is distributed 100% as bonus resources. Number three, when registering as a member in the lower 1 to 10 step of each level, a 10% sponsorship bonus is paid. Number four, 10% of the referral bonus is paid up to your step, and the unpaid amount is automatically paid when you are promoted. With the Bpay point marketing bonus system, I can use the Bpay I already have to charge points whenever I move up to a new level. At each level, I can choose the charge points again through Bpay, and this allows me to upgrade to the next level as well. Level 2 or higher referral spillover system. How do I get placed if I don't have referrals at the required level? Your account will be positioned through the spillover system based on the nearest qualifying upline who has already secured and required referrals at a higher level. In this structure, each level can expand up to 10 steps. For example, if level 2 fills in the order of S, D, C, B, A, and M, the placement will follow that order, building step by step as shown in the diagram. Therefore, securing a higher level earlier is crucial because earlier placement allows you to receive bonuses from lower steps as they fill. The BPay bonus system is essentially a race to secure higher levels first. Because of this structure, certain issues can occur. Even if I upgrade to a higher level earlier, someone else may reach that higher level before me, and in that case, they can overtake my position. Let's look at an example. Suppose S introduced M, and as new members join, the organization grows through the binary spillover system. Now imagine that I personally referred A, B, C, and D, but when level 2 upgrades begin, the order happens like this: D, C, B, A, and then M. S is already at level 2, and D, C, B, and A move up ahead of M, overtaking him. As a result, the level 2 structure is reorganized, and the people I personally referred end up above me, taking the upper positions. When this happens, I no longer have the people entering under my downline, and this means I lose the opportunity to receive the profits that belong to level 2. Here's the bottom line. If I do not secure my position at the higher level before my referrals do, and if they upgrade earlier than I do, then the time it takes for me to receive my earnings becomes much slower. The total income at each level is always the same, but the speed at which I earn it changes. And of course, if I'm going to receive the income anyway, it's better to receive it as quickly as possible, right? So if you consider this business to be your own business, you must secure your position at each level first. Always upgrade to the next level before the people you've personally referred. Now let's talk about the roll-up bonus. In this system, you must have two active referrals at each level. This means that the two people you referred at level 1 must continue to grow and move up the levels with you. If you refer two people at level 1, but only one of them upgrades to level 2, then at level 2, you are considered to have only one active referral. For this reason, it is always better to make as many direct referrals as possible. If at any level, I do not have at least two people whom I personally referred, then when someone joins under my downline, I will not receive the sponsor bonus for that level. In that situation, not only do I lose the bonus, but the system automatically sends that sponsor bonus upward. It rolls up the referral line until it reaches someone who does have two active referrals at that level. First, I cannot receive sponsor bonus myself. Instead, the bonus follows my referral line and can only be received by the person who has referred two people at that level, and only up to the third upline. Sponsor bonuses are paid at midnight on the same day. The new member joins, so if a bonus that should have been paid to me does not appear in my wallet, it means that the bonus has been rolled up and was received by the upper sponsor who met the referral requirement. To receive sponsor bonuses, you must always maintain two active referrals at each level. PegaCoin, a replacement for Bitcoin. We currently issue virtual currency based on Bitcoin. As PEGA Bank continues to issue more virtual currency, the price of Bitcoin naturally increases because the Bitcoin stored in exchanges keeps flowing into PEGA Bank and stays locked inside the system. But right now, most of our members do not actually hold Bitcoin. People are too busy using our system, and most of them hold PEGA Pay instead. So even if Bitcoin goes up, the amount of pay they hold does not increase. And when Bitcoin goes down, their pay does not decrease either. As the number of Pegabank users increases, the number of people using Bitcoin through our system grows, and this pushes the price of Bitcoin upward. The more Bitcoin is used for payments, the more its value rises. According to a recent report by JP Morgan, the price of Bitcoin could reach $1 million, money that would be newly created. And all of that value would go to people who own Bitcoin, not to us. So the question is, should we bring the value back into our own ecosystem or should we simply let it go? Of course, we must bring it back. Instead of using Bitcoin as our standard asset, we can use PegaCoin, which we own, as the future-based currency for our system. Over the past 8 years, by using Bitcoin inside PegaBank through PegaPay, Bitcoin's value increased by 50 times. If we convert that system to PegaCoin would immediately gain 100 times the value. It is designed to rise, and it inevitably will. How is the coin mined? So, how do we mine the coin? The process of converting Pegasus coins into PegaCoin is what we call mining. Between January 2019 and December 31, 2020, people who believe in this platform deposited Pegasus coins, the raw stones, and Bitcoin into PegaBank to create the foundation. From January 1, 2021 until December 31, 2027, we have been mining PegaCoin based on those original Pegasus coins. Mining is the conversion of Pegasus coins into gemstones, Pega coins. Mining is available only at odd numbered levels: level 3, level 5, level 7, and level 9. At each eligible level, mining is performed based on the corresponding odd numbered downline level. To qualify for mining, two members must be personally referred at each level. Mining requirements and mining amounts are shown in the table below. It is designed so that the number of loyal users, the number of coins mined, and a continuous system of actual demand and supply is implemented. Example explanation. M is currently at level 5, and the organizational structure is positioned near the level 3 requirement. By referring A and B, the mining qualification is fulfilled. C is placed in the major performance line and therefore is not counted for mining. D belongs to the small performance line, so one Pega coin is mined. As the rule is defined, you need to have two active members in the left and right support lines in order to be eligible to mine. Pega coin mining method, user mining. Pega coin mining begins at level 1. Mining Pega coin starts from level 1, and the minimum requirement to qualify for mining is having two direct referrals. If I am at level 3, my Pega coin is mined based on level 1 performance. Every time a new member registers in the weaker leg of level 1, zero point 0.1 Pega coin is mined. And during this process, one Pegasus coin is converted into zero point 0.1 Pega coin. If I am at level 5, every time a new member joins the weaker leg of level 3, 10 Pegasus coins are burned to mine one Pega coin. When I reach level 7, each time a new member joins the weaker leg of level 5, 30 Pegasus coins are burned to mine 3 Pega coin. If I reach level 9, mining is based on level 7. And whenever a new member joins the weaker leg at level, 50 Pegasus coins are burned to mine 5 Pega coin. Additionally, as levels increase, mining occurs simultaneously for every level ID I own. meaning the higher my level, the greater the mining capacity and total output. How to mine PEGA coin? The price of PEGA coin rises to up to $117 at the end of each year, and then drops back to around $50 at the beginning of the following year. This pattern continues until December 31, 2027. At the beginning of each year, PEGA coin holders can increase the amount by up to two times. Mining one PEGA coin requires burning increasing amounts of Pegasus coins each year. 40 by 2023, 50 by 2024, 60 by 2025, 70 by 2026, and 80 by 2027. At this time, incinerating 50 to 80 Pegasus coins and receiving one Pega coin is called mining by incineration. The maximum mineable amount depends on the user's total Pegasus coin holdings, and the mining cannot exceed the amount owned. Pega coin will continue to be mined until December 31, 2027. After that, all remaining Pegasus coins will be converted to Pega coin at a ratio of 20,000 to 1, and Pegasus coins will permanently disappear. This means that after this point, no more Pega coin can ever be mined. Pega coin is the future global reserve asset. After this entire process is completed, PegaCoin is scheduled to be listed in 2028. Only at the time of listing will it be wrapped with blockchain technology. Until then, we cannot apply blockchain because the final total supply is still uncertain. Once we reach 2028, the total supply becomes fixed. We expect the final supply to be between 2 to 3 million coins. So far, only about 1.2 million coins have been mined over 5 years, a very small amount. Once PegaCoin is placed on the blockchain and listed, members who join after 2028 will use PegaCoin to issue virtual currency within the system. As this happens, the value focus will shift away from Bitcoin and PegaCoin will begin rising in value. And because new members after 2028 will not own PegaCoin, they will naturally try to obtain it, especially if the coin's price starts increasing and they need it to participate in the system. This buying pressure will drive the price even higher. Just like Bitcoin, PegaCoin will have a limited supply. New members will need to buy it from the exchange, but the supply available on the exchange will be limited. If holders choose to not sell, just like many Bitcoin holders, the price will rise automatically due to scarcity. PegaCoin will largely be held by existing PEGA Bank members, and as the price increases, they will have even less incentive to sell. This lack of available supply will naturally drive the price even higher, possibly at an exponential rate. As PEGA coin continues to rise, those who do not own the coin will try even harder to accumulate it, which further increases demand. Based on these dynamics, we expect that within 2 years after listing, PEGA coin could reach $100,000 per coin. What is the value of PEGA coin in your opinion? How much do you think the value of PEGA coin is when you understand the mining system of PEGA coin? Mining user maximize demand, and mining by incineration minimize the supply of PEGA coins to 1 over 70 Pegasus coins by burning them. In less than that, ordinary people understand that the value of PEGA coin will rise dramatically by at least 100 times more than it is now. Because in 2028, when PEGA coin mining ends, it will be listed on the exchange. The value formation process of PEGA coin. If PEGA coin is incorporated as the second key asset after Bitcoin and the transaction fee is much lower, members will issue Bpay with PEGA coins instead of Bitcoin. If there is one PEGA on the exchange and one person issues a $1,000 Bpay, the PEGA is worth $1,000. If 10 people want to issue $1,000 each, the PEGA must rise to $10,000. In other words, the current issuance volume of Bpay determines the future value of PEGA coin. Let's imagine for a moment that the value of PEGA coin reaches $100,000. If I hold PEGA coin worth $100,000, I can issue $100,000 of virtual currency from it. If I own 100 PEGA coin, then I would be able to issue the equivalent of $10 million. dollars. In other words, if I am able to issue currency myself, isn't that the same as becoming the Federal Reserve? Each one of you becomes the equivalent of a Federal Reserve chairman. PEGA Bank was created with the goal of making this possible, a system where all of us become a united network of Federal Reserve governors. If I have 10 PEGA coin, I can issue currency according to that amount. If I have 1,000 PEGA coin, I can issue even more. The level of Federal Reserve chairman depends entirely on how many PEGA coin you secure for yourself. If someone does not believe in the system, they can simply sell their mined PEGA coin back into the PEGA Bank system. At the moment, PEGA coin is used whenever members upgrade their levels, and each coin is valued at $25 to $55 inside the system. At this stage, the value of one PEGA coin is approximately $25 to $55. To mine PEGA coins, you must first own Pegasus coins. These Pegasus coins can be purchased using the bonus points generated when you upgrade and recharge your Bpay balance, specifically within the 3 times bonus structure. With these points, you can purchase up to 100 Pegasus coins. Once you reach level 5, buying around 100 Pegasus coins is not difficult. If you buy 100 Pegasus coins and mine 10 Pega coin, and if one Pega coin truly reaches $100,000, you would earn the equivalent of $10 million. dollars. That is why reaching level 5 becomes much easier when you consider the potential return. Who operates this platform? We still do not know who originally created the platform, but we do know who operates it now. The previous operators disappeared after running the platform for 2 years and transferred full operational authority to the individuals who achieved Grand Duke status. Those who reached level 9 had 2 level 9 referrals and had 11 Grand Dukes under them. Today, these Grand Dukes have formed an executive committee and are responsible for operating PEGA Bank. A change in paradigm. These Grand Dukes do not possess permanent authority. There are 50 Grand Dukes on the committee. Once the number exceeds 50, the first Grand Duke ever appointed must leave the committee after 2 years, allowing new members to rotate in and maintain fairness. They operate PEGA Bank only as representatives entrusted by us, and eventually many of us will also become Grand Dukes. When that time comes, we too will serve for 2 years and then step down. The system is designed to ensure continuous rotation. The paradigm of the coin business is changing. The first generation of cryptocurrencies was centered around individual, technology driven mining. People trusted the technology itself, and after Bitcoin, countless coins were created following the same idea. But in the end, most of those coins failed. The second generation was led by corporations. Companies launched coin projects by attracting investment from individual users. A good example is Ethereum. Ethereum did not place the coin at the center. Bitcoin was designed with payments in mind and then wrapped with blockchain. But Ethereum placed the blockchain itself at the center. They built their own mainnet and rented it out to other projects. And the fee for using that mainnet was paid in Ethereum. In other words, blockchain was the core, and Ethereum was simply layered on top of it. This approach was that exact opposite of the first generation. Many companies raised money using this model, but ultimately, the second generation also failed. From these failures, we learned something clear. Coin must be used according to its original purpose, actual payments. Every blockchain ecosystem must have a key component, a real sustainable ecosystem. Without it, even a powerful mainnet like Ethereum cannot survive in the long run. Eventually, it too will collapse. That is why the third generation focuses on community driven real payment usage. The goal is to build a payment community, and this is the paradigm from which PegaCoin was born. The essential question now becomes, can I trust this community or not? This trust will define the future of coin projects. And if PegaCoin succeeds, many other projects will start advertising themselves as community based. This is inevitable. But if just one person secretly holds all the power behind the scenes, that is not a real community. Such a coin cannot survive. Looking at the global development of the coin industry, only the projects that broke away from previous paradigms have survived. That is why PEGA Bank follows the third generation paradigm of coin business. Each generation was built on a different foundation. First generation, based on technology. Second generation, based on corporations. Third generation, based on community. And the concepts were completely different. First generation began with the idea of using coins for payments. Second generation emerged by building systems on blockchain technology. Third generation recognized that coins were not functioning as real payment tools, so it placed the coin as the reserve asset and built a virtual currency for actual payments. By understanding how coin businesses evolve through these stages, we can clearly see how PegaCoin must develop and how we should build its future. Let us redefine what a coin truly means. In our model, the ultimate purpose of a coin is to enable P2P payments. It is based on a blockchain crypto asset whose value is given purely by the community. Today, this foundation is Bitcoin, and in the future, it will be PegaCoin. Through the PEGA Bank Reserve System, the community issues its own virtual currency Bpay, which is then used for direct payments through the Bpay electronic payment app. Without this complete structure, a coin cannot be used for real payments. That is why we define our ecosystem as the Bpay payment community built on PegaCoin.